Okay, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about how to get your team out of that world where everything's based on subjective feelings and into a system that's all about objective, rules-based efficiency. This is really about making that leap from running a guessing game to building a real institution.
This quote really just nails the whole issue, doesn't it? If there's any guesswork involved, you're creating friction. I mean, think about it. When your team has to try and read your mood or guess if a problem is big enough to bring to you, you've already made yourself the bottleneck.
And this kind of ambiguity, it only ever leads to one of two places, and they're both bad. On one side, you've got the team playing it safe. They pull you into every little thing, which just completely shatters your focus. And on the other side, they didn't want to bother you, so you end up finding out about a huge crisis when it's already a full-blown disaster. See, they're just two symptoms of the exact same problem: no clear rules.
So let's really dig into that first failure state, because it's a trap so many successful leaders fall into. The material calls it the high GCI golden cage. Now, GCI is gross commission income, which basically just means you're crushing it. You're making great money, but, and it's a big but, there's a huge catch.
That's right. Your success has literally built your prison. You're bringing in fantastic revenue, but you can't even think about taking a day off because the whole operation depends on you being there to personally sign off on everything. You've become the single point of failure, and your success is now the very thing holding you back.
And there's a name for this problem, which is just perfect: the fragility tax. It's this massive hidden cost. It's the cost of your burnout, of all the missed opportunities, of the chaos that comes from trying to manage your business based on vibes. It's not some vague feeling. It's a real, tangible liability that's actively dragging down the value of your company.
So let's diagnose this a little deeper. Why is managing by vibes so destructive when you're trying to scale? And more importantly, what does the alternative actually look like?
This slide just lays it out so clearly. It's a tale of two firms. You've got the one on the left, which runs on the leader's manual labor for literally every decision. Total bottleneck. But on the right, you have a platform. It's not about the leader working harder. It's about the system having clear, objective, mathematical rules that let everybody else move forward with total confidence.
And here's the absolute most important takeaway. If your team is hesitating, if they're making the wrong calls about when to loop you in, that is not a team failure. It's a systemic failure. It means you haven't given them the clear rulebook they need to win.
Okay, so if the problem is a broken system, then the solution obviously is to build a better one. And this brings us to the key tool for getting this done: the objective escalation matrix.
I love this principle. We have this idea that rules and boundaries are restrictive, but in a business that's scaling, it's a total opposite. Clear boundaries are the tracks that allow the train to go full speed ahead without any fear of flying off the rails.
All right, this is where the theory gets very, very real. Just look at this example of the matrix. The clarity here is incredible. Is the commission at risk over 50 grand? Escalate, period. Is there a standard operating procedure for this and the cost to fix it is less than $500? The team handles it. No guessing, no hesitation. Like we said, it's math, not mood.
So you've seen what it is. Now let's talk about how you actually build this for your own business. It's time to get into the playbook.
The process is actually really straightforward. Just 3 steps. Step 1, you define your red flags. These are the non-negotiable, high-stakes scenarios where you absolutely have to be involved. Step 2, and this part's crucial, for everything else, you explicitly give your team the authority to act. And finally, step 3, you lock the boundary. You communicate this new system to everyone, and it becomes the law.
And what's the payoff for doing this? It's huge. You completely remove what the source calls the subjective interruption constraint. You put a stop to that endless stream of should I questions that just chips away at your focus all day long. This is how you reclaim your time for deep work, the work that actually moves the needle.
All right, let's wrap this up with a pretty direct challenge. It's time for a little litmus test to see just how fragile, or how truly durable, your business really is.
First question, the absence test. And be really honest with yourself here. If you were totally off the grid for 48 hours, what would happen? Would everything grind to a halt because your team is terrified to make a move without you? Or would the platform keep running, resolving issues on its own?
Second question, the autonomy check. Now this one can sting a little. Are you keeping the rules vague on purpose? Is there a tiny part of your ego that actually likes being the hero who has to solve every $50 problem? It's a tough question, but you have to ask it. And finally, asset validation. At the end of the day, what have you really built? Do you have an asset with real objective protocols that give it value? Or is that high GCI just papering over the cracks of an operation that completely depends on you?
It all boils down to this. It's a simple, powerful, three-part command. Set the triggers, empower the team, and build the platform. Build something durable that can run and grow, with or without you having to touch it every single day.